Hi, it's your boy Nick with Trash. I'm not dead. I'm here with two. Well, actually, it's the whole of T's, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Yeah. We have
Tyler.
and
Not Tyler.
not Tyler. Okay, and so this is something new. What is it? A pilot episode of something that me and Tyler tried to do a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it failed because he said it lacked direction and it only went for 40 minutes. So, essentially, I'm here.
Does it have direction now?
No, God, no. Fuck that. But I think this episode should. So let's answer an age-old question because I know what I fully believe in. What came first, chicken or the egg?
Oh, God.
What came first, the chicken or the egg,
Well, like, I assume eggs haven't reached sexual maturities, so...
You're taking the word came too literal. No, so I'm under the belief that the egg came first.
How?
Well, evolution,
No.
right? Well, what do you mean no?
Well, wouldn't the
pre-evolution would have given birth to the egg, which held the embryo that had the evolution that turned into a chicken.
Yeah.
You feel me, dog? Ned, where are you? I asked if you feel me, dog. We also have Ned.
But what about Noah's Ark?
That's a boat. That's not an egg. This is pre-Noah's Ark.
But that had a chicken on it.
Yes, this is
Every animal.
If Noah's
yes, this is
Ark-
pre. Talking egg, bro. Like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? We're talking pre-evolution of the chicken.
Yeah, but if Noah's Ark, like, as it got damaged, they had to replace, like, the planks of wood in it. And then, like, eventually, over years and years, they've replaced every piece of wood in the Ark. Is it still Noah's Ark, or did the chicken come first?
I still think the
Seven.
egg. 7. For fuck's sake. Okay, it's not real talk though.
Is this what you wanted?
Yes, this is exactly what I
Go on,
wanted.
What you wanted? Because I'm going to derail this.
You're good. Okay, so I like comics. Have you guys read many comics?
No.
I don't know. No. All right, fuck that then. So, I like comic book movies. Have you guys watched any comic book movies?
No.
Oh, fuck off!
Some.
I really enjoyed Black Panther 2.
I didn't see it.
Really, I know, I assume so, but I know you guys have strong feelings towards the MCU in general. Now, I felt like this was a real fresh of breath air. I don't know why. I didn't enjoy Black...
Fresh of breath air.
Fresh of breath there, yeah.
Fuck off.
Wild.
Fresh Prince of Breath Air.
Yeah, it's The Legend of Zelda, starring Will Smith. Fresh of the Wild, with a P.
Keep Zelda's name out your fucking mouth. But no, I thought it was a breath of fresh air. I don't know. Out of everything that's come out in the MCU very recently, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever actually
Dog really
had
wants
me.
you.
Yeah, I know, had me hooked. And I know
I have
you.
nothing to contribute.
Well, I know you guys are fucking MCU'd out, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you feel like the MCU's dying? Why are you done with it?
Oversaturation and lack of quality control.
I think for me, like the movies I tend to, and it's funny because I think in certain cases MCU's gone the other direction, but I think for me I tend to enjoy the Origins movies the best because they focus on what makes that character unique and what they can sort of do with their powers.
Okay.
And then when they go to the sequel, they often have to undo the character arc, the character growth, so that there can be conflict and actually have a story. But I think, often part of making the stakes higher is we're not going to just have this character anymore, we're going to add in these other characters. And then all of a sudden you kind of start to wash out, like I know there's always fan theories and arguments and stuff, particularly around the Avengers movies, where they'll be like, oh, this character could have just done this, and they'll be like,
Ant-Man should have climbed up Thanos' ass.
Yeah.
Changed my mind.
that kind of thing, and it's like,
Man, that comes out soon, isn't it? The new Ant-Man.
Thanos' ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, yeah, new quantum fucking bullshit, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Quantum, yeah.
Yeah, quantum
That's
bullshit.
pretty much half the dialogue, isn't it?
Quantum bullshit, yeah.
I'm really
We need to
small.
go to the quantum bullshit to fix the quantum bullshit. So you're going to have to go extra quantum.
Bullshit!
I've never been extra quantum before.
My days are over of quantum and bullshit. What are we doing? Quantum bullshit.
Quantum bullshit.
Quantum 2, the bullshitting.
No, well,
Bible too.
if you really enjoy the
This time he's not crucifying around.
if you really enjoy the origin films, I would recommend seeing BP2.
Yeah.
It kind of slaps. Like,
But it's a sequel.
I think it's a sequel purely in the, well, it's an origin film as well.
You're right, man.
Fucking hell, Ned.
Ned also has strong feelings, apparently.
Jesus. All right.
Indignation. Yeah, I think, like, for me, that's often what I enjoy the most, and I think they're at a point now where they almost don't do Origins movies anymore, because any Origin movie is inherently, like, it's like we almost have to have an existing character hold your hand to introduce you at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you combine that with just the sheer amount that have come out, and it, you know, we all know there's no stakes at this point.
I mean, that was the problem with Eternals. It just didn't feel like already knowing that there was so many movies slated for. Thanks, Ned. So many movies slated for post Eternals.
This is going really well for you.
It is, and this is the podcast with no quality control. As you can see, 3 different mics, absolute fucking dog shittery, but that's okay. It's exactly what I wanted. Anyway,
Can we start again? I feel like I could do so much better.
no. You're in the middle of clapping cheeks, and you turn to your guy like, "Hey, do you reckon we could start again? I think I can do so much better." It don't
Yeah.
work that way. It doesn't work that way.
Though. It does.
It
though.
doesn't.
You get a do-over.
No, what? Maybe the first time. You already ruined that. This is the do-over.
Action. We're starting again.
No, we aren't.
This is the start. Welcome to Enigma Trash Podcast. My name's Tyler. Enigma Trash. Enigma Trash.
My name's the brush of Freth Air.
Action. This is the Enigma Trash Podcast.
Oh yeah. No, but Black Panther 2 is only a sequel in the sense that it had.
No, we're starting again. This
We're
is
not
the start.
starting. We're not starting again.
This is the start.
No. All right, fine. Let's talk about something that I know we all have strong feelings about one way or another. I don't like cover bands.
This podcast has no direction.
It doesn't. No, that's the point. It is called the Junkyard Podcast for a reason.
You're clipping your microphone.
It doesn't matter. I'll
You're
compress
clipping
it.
my microphone.
Press it.
Okay.
I'll make it
It is your microphone.
How did you clip my mic? Anyway.
I'll compress it. It's fine.
So how did you, would you rather...
Why is
listen
Cami
to-
input? I would check
You're
that
you're in 4.
Are you recording everything correctly?
Yeah, I did do that properly in Reaper. No, I fucked up and I figured out what I fucked up on. It's fine. I like cover bands. I have strong. That's not true. I like your cover band. If you're in the Melbourne area, check out Mixtape. Really good cover band.
Action.
But not a massive fan of cover bands in general. I feel like there's, you know, let's have an insight on some of the practices. I'm exposing you.
We don't really practice.
Okay, what about the now backing tracks is a completely different argument because I think the use of the word backing tracks gets it gets thrown around and almost loses meanings, right?
Sure.
Now when I hear a lot of people talk backing tracks, they're just talking about people lip syncing, and that's not what you do
For the
all
most
the
part.
time.
For the most part, sure.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
I'm good. No, I think honestly, if you're doing cover band stuff, and I'll contribute now.
Okay.
Action. So, cover bands. Now, if you're working in a cover band, the clientele is... Your client is the venue. The venue wants to sell drinks. I will do whatever I need to do, backing tracks, lip sync, what have you, if that makes the punters have a more enjoyable time and therefore buy more drinks. Because then the venue's happy, the venue pays me, I put food on the table.
Didn't play Wonderwall last night.
No one asked for Wonderwall.
I requested Wonderwall 3 different times.
You don't count.
How many
fuck.
drinks did you buy?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, drinks.
Actually, no. I bought a jug of Coke, no sugar, and then I was given.
You made them negative money. That cost them money.
No, I paid them for that. Then
They
I
don't make money on soft drink.
Oh, is that my fucking problem?
Yeah. Is your poor business model my
Yeah,
problem?
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't think it's inherently an issue using backing tracks because
Oh, neither do I.
it's not an artistic integrity thing. It's a product that I'm delivering in exchange for some money.
See, when you're trying to expand a band that doesn't exist, say adding extra instruments, backing vocals, etc., I'm completely in the same mind frame as you. Mm-hmm. But it's those high notes.
I mean, if I understand the extremes of the of the argument, you've got on one end, like we want everything to be live, and on the other end, you have.
Is the issue the backing tracks, or is the issue the fact that I'm playing songs that I didn't write? You don't like cover bands. Is it the backing tracks, or is it the...
No, I think cover bands are funny.
Okay.
I think making fun of cover bands is funny, and having one of your best mates in a cover band, I get to have free reign because, you know, there might be that one day you turn around and be like, oi, I was really offended by that and I'm going to find that hilarious. But I don't think that's going to happen. It's you. But no, it's not even backing tracks trying to expand, or it's the idea that you're playing other people's songs. It's got to do with the backing tracks, but it's not all the backing tracks. Because, you know, Tease uses backing tracks.
Sure.
But I don't pretend to hit high notes. I'm exposing you.
That's fine. You can expose me. I don't care.
Exposed. All right, cool. I'm happy with
I
that.
put the
then.
key change of Living on a Prayer on a track.
Yeah.
And the reason I do that is because I want to sing the song.
It's not
You want to deliver the
hit those
product.
notes, like you have hit those notes.
Oh,
How you
dude.
recorded it in the first
Well,
place.
that's
Some of the
Right.
fucking notes you were hitting last
There's a
night.
difference between hitting that when you've been going at this for however many hours. And
Yeah, we're gonna do Living on a Prayer at. So, for transparency, Living on a Prayer, I have the key change track in the tracks. That's fine. So, we're doing Living on a Prayer 3 hours into our evening.
Yeah.
I've been belting the entire night. I don't think it's fair for the audience to miss out on Living on a Prayer.
Can I quote you last night?
Sure. What did I say?
It's my party trick.
Here's my party trick.
No, your high notes. Because fuck, some of the stuff you did last night.
Yeah, but if
That
I'm not
wasn't-
feeling up to it that night, I don't think.
Yeah, it's
I don't think the crowd
Excuses.
should. I don't think the crowd should miss out.
Okay.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I do get what you mean. Where it's like, and even like I'm feeling really good at the moment, but particularly like this time of year, right? Like obviously you've had a couple of gigs this year already.
Yeah.
This is often the quiet time, and it's like, man, I was smashing Living on a Prayer in December when we were doing a couple of gigs a week,
Yeah.
and then potentially, you know, my next gig is I got booked for a party in March, and you're like, holy shit, like my vocal cords are not as fit right now.
Yeah. Or conversely, the opposite thing. We're doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday
Yeah,
gigs,
and you get worn out.
and I get worn out. Again, I don't think the crowd should miss out, and I don't think I should put them through screechy, out of key vocals.
There's a solution for this. Just play Wonderwall.
That's not.
Just play Wonderwall,
Doesn't
man.
help anybody.
That's a very niche audience.
It's not.
Still,
I swear to
only
God.
listen to Wonderwall in 2023.
No, man. Everyone loves Wonderwall. You can't.
Sure, yeah, I agree more than most. I think Wonderwall goes in most of our sets pretty well. We skipped it last night, but it's not just.
I've never heard you
We've
play
gotten to the
Wonderwall.
point now where we have a stupid amount of songs. So there are songs that will get played
Are we
every
over
single
100 at
time.
this point?
Be close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to be at least 12.
That's right. It's
It's pretty
actually
impressive for a band that's been. How long has Mixtape been going?
2 years.
2 years.
we started just before lockdown.
So end of 2019.
So 2020.
So 2020.
So
yeah,
essentially 2020. Yeah, it was 2020 because we were still playing original music at that point, and we did the tour. Not the tour, sorry. We did the melodic rock shows, the festival.
Yeah.
And then just after that, we sort of decided, hey, maybe this is not a vibe. Maybe we still want to play together, but we're gonna maybe just do some covers for a bit.
Yeah.
And then we're like, hey, maybe we could make some money out of that, and then lockdown. So, you know. But yeah, so essentially 3 years on and off. 3 years, but COVID, so like 1 year.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
So you decided to do covers because you were sick of originals.
Yep. Would you like me to elaborate?
A little, yeah, because I think I would get sick of covers way quicker.
No, I was having this discussion with someone in the crowd last night. So
Like, and that's not me just being fuck cover bands. So I just think I'd get way sick of covers quicker than I would. Like, I was getting
From a
sick.
playing perspective? Or
Yeah, no, from a playing perspective. When I was doing the most gigging that I was doing as Josh Sidkowski, I was getting sick of the songs that I was covering. The only one that I enjoyed doing because it kind of felt like a, hey, look at me, motherfucker. And it was Ballad of Mona Lisa. Yeah, exactly.
Lisa.
And that was crossed with some other Mercenary, another Panic song. Rest in
No,
peace, Panic.
see,
Can we have a moment? Thank you.
I don't. My thing is, we got sick of doing the original thing because no one comes, right? We did the.
Have you tried Foreplay?
Yep.
That's what covers are, isn't it?
That's what
covers are foreplay
for original bit. Yeah. So we get the original. No. So yeah, we toured nationally. We played festivals and stuff, but no one shows up, and it's really draining.
Well, at that point you're doing it for you, not for anyone else. Whereas covers you're doing for other.
But the covers I get a very real satisfaction when I play Jesse's Girl, and they sing. And I play Jesse's Girl, and the crowd's fucking Jesse's Girl.
Yeah.
I enjoy that more than playing to 5 people in the audience. And maybe it's because my originals are bad. It's probably that, but my enjoyment isn't based off if I wrote the song or not. My enjoyment is based off the crowd having a good time. And when I play original music, there is no crowd. And I have to fight to get people there. Whether with the cover bands, people show up because they want to. We have people messaging me. I was taking a shit answering fucking fan messages on Instagram for our cover band because people want to travel to see us now. And we're the same band. We are the same people.
Yeah.
But we play stuff that people enjoy.
Coming back the other direction, Josh, you were saying that you were getting sick of playing covers.
Yeah.
Do you think if you were, like we look at the originals guys that are doing it at the AAA level and that are playing multiple shows a week and whatever, do you imagine?
They're playing the carbon like we take a Kiss for example.
Well, it's the same set every fucking night.
That's what I'm saying. But it's their own music, so is that better?
Do you think there's a threshold where you would get sick of your own stuff?
Well, that's the thing. I tried to switch it up, and when I was doing the most gigging I was doing, I think it was every 4 shows I tried to switch up. Like, I'd do the set for 4 shows, and then I'd switch it up. Or if I went on tour, because that one time I went on tour past present, it's just like, I got halfway through, and I'm like, all right, I'm sick of this, there's this set list, so I switched it up. It's just like, I don't know, but it was the covers. It got boring. It did for me personally. It did. I don't know. I found more fun doing my own stuff or doing almost meme music, like the Seinfeld rap that I did, than I did playing the other. I mean, there were a few songs that would go hard and go off, and I really Ballad of Mona Lisa, as I said, I really fucking loved playing
I didn't know that song before I saw you play it. I thought you wrote it.
Yes.
I was like, holy shit, this kid's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You silly goose. You silly Billy.
Turns out it was a cover.
It was a cover
Because
that
we love covers
it
in
was
this
a
household.
cover that was dropped down by like 2 semitones.
Oh, true.
Or is it 2 tones? No, I think it was 2 semitones. It was the E to fucking C sharp. What's that?
E
That's a
down to-
considerable drop, yeah.
E down to C sharp. So,
Well, that's the tuning.
that's a major minor threat.
That's four. That's 2 tones.
2 tones, yeah. So I dropped the whole song by 2 tones. Was that the toilet?
No,
That's the dishwasher.
Oh, damn it. I would have been excited. So you like
yeah,
cover bands, you like getting
depending on what
paid,
you did in
weirdo.
holes, but
But I do, yeah. I love getting paid. I like playing with my friends and getting paid.
well,
And
you're in the
yeah.
service industry, right?
Yeah, and to that thing, if you are, let's take Kiss for example, just because it's a frame of reference I have. Half of those guys aren't original members.
Yeah, isn't it just Gene and...
Gene and Paul are
Yeah.
the original guys. So let's take Tommy and Eric.
For them.
Tommy and Eric are phenomenal musicians, both in their own right. Eric especially has been a session guy for Alice Cooper, for Brian May, for everyone, right? And then joining Kiss, right? He didn't write those songs. Is he playing in a cover band?
No, he's not playing in a cover
Is
band.
he playing covers?
That's what he just said. No,
And then does that then become not?
All right. No, here's the thing. You say that, and I instantly think of Dirty Thrill, right?
Fuck those guys.
No.
For frame of reference for anyone who does hear this, Dirty Thrill was the first band that I ever seriously had out of high school, and then at a certain point we sort of put it back together, and Josh was involved.
Yeah, but I always kind of... I was somewhere off in the sidelines at some point.
You're always involved.
I mean, technically...
You're always there.
I would like to think technically I was there right at the beginning and right at the end. Bantor. When I drummed for you, you and
Okay.
Ethan.
Yeah, valid.
Yeah.
Anyway, so how does that correlate with
Well,
covers?
see, when I came in, I did guitar, right? I fucking hated "Lock Me Away." Now I appreciate the song.
Okay,
for what
when
it
you
was.
joined Dirty Thrill and all the songs were pre-written, were they covers?
That's what it felt like. But the more that I played them, or at least being in that group, maybe
You're actually you're kind of having the realization of where I sit. Or what you're about to say.
No. I
Don't
enjoyed.
stop him from saying it.
I enjoyed playing those songs with you guys. I didn't care about the crowd. I didn't care about getting paid. I mean, I've only been paid 4 times out of the probably at this point just under 100 gigs that I've done in total.
That strikes me as something interesting because, like I said just before, you're in the service industry, right? And that's certainly the way.
That takes me back to the bad business model, like the Coke.
The Coke.
Drink.
Bo Burnham, for example, he, in his self-deprecating way, he's like, "I'm in the service industry. I'm just overpaid."
Yeah.
And I think that's a really valid way to look at it, whether you're doing covers or originals. But I also know that there are people that don't see it that way at all, and that see being an artist as being completely separate from being in the service industry. And I don't know that either of those are invalid, but there is a blurred line somewhere in between. Like Ty, I know you and I have talked a lot about the creation of music and songs as a product.
Yep.
Right? We look at the best guys. We use Taylor Swift as an example.
Mm-hmm.
And while neither of us sit here and really listen to a bunch of her music, we will sit there
Speak
and go,
for yourself.
"She-
I'm a diehard Swiftie.
Oh God.
Oh,
How many tickets did you buy?
I got no issue.
I think I can afford a
when her
ticket.
songs come on, I'm like, yeah, man, this shit is really well crafted at
shit in
what
your
it is.
Me or him? Oh.
But I think that's at the other end of the spectrum. There are people that are like, creation should be for creation's sake, and I think those are two, not necessarily incompatible, but they are sit at opposite ends of a spectrum, and in the middle somewhere that blurs. And I think for people that are sitting at closer to one end or the other, it can start to feel a bit dirty or muddied, where it's like, and I have a feeling, Josh, that you sit closer to the end of it. Creativity should be for creation's sake.
Yeah. No, I think me and Tyler definitely sit at 2 ends of the spectrum, but I feel like he's more in the middle than I would say a certain end, but he's definitely leaning towards one side. Because you saying that, I'm thinking of all the times that I wanted to explore different tools and techniques and how to make stuff, and that's how I'd actually write music. Was not because I was feeling a certain way or because, you know, I wanted to put out this song. It was, oh, look at this tool, I bet you could do something cool with that. Oh, look at that plugin, I bet you could do something cool with that. Look at this 12 string I never did anything with.
Yeah.
I want you 12 string.
Yeah.
You want my 12 string?
Yeah, can you have
I
that?
want your 12 incher.
That was generous.
Talking about the Subway you had yesterday. Anyway.
Yeah, and I know our friend Nick's from a band called Nandad. If you haven't heard of Nandad, check out Nandad.
They're so sick.
DAD. Yes, it is the stupidest name of all time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've like fucking spouted on about them countless times while streaming.
Yeah,
They're so good.
But I know, we've spoken a bit about their creative process, and I know Nick in particular, he likes to essentially have a concept before he writes. So it might be, I can't even think of an example, but actually probably was it their song Normalize My Waveform is a really good example of a song that, you know, he obviously had this idea of being stripped back and very raw as you know, coming across as someone creating something in a bedroom, and to being focused around, you know, audio terminology.
Yeah.
And that's how the song came out.
And that is on my daily playlist.
He's not that I don't think he does write at all in any other way, but I think he doesn't like as much just like, I'm gonna make sounds and find something that sticks and go with that. Like, he seems to like to have a direction before he starts.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that write the opposite way, you know, like as you were just saying,
Yeah.
that are like, here's some cool sounds and I'm going to make sounds, and then, oh, that's really cool. That's the thing. Okay, let's structure this into something that's a bit more accessible.
I'll show you as proof. That actually kind of leads into another topic I wanted to talk about, the songwriting processes. Because you are the main brain behind Tease.
Sure.
Granted, some of those songs have been around since you were fucking 16.
Sure.
But like,
And
and then
Saint Scarlet, for that matter.
and Saint Scarlet, and this new thing that you're working on that I've been helping with. Fucking like, what
I don't
is?
really know what that is yet.
Well, it was a John Butler Trio
Well,
ripoff.
that was really what. That was just me wanting to record shit, not
Yeah.
even to release it. I just wanted to record shit.
But how do you like? Can you do you have a certain process? Is there any stories like songwriting wise that you can think of?
I'm real shit at songwriting.
Can you give some like words of inspiration to our younger viewers? I'm real shit.
I'm
yeah, great.
real
Cool,
shit.
thanks.
But
Well, how do you do it?
I tend to know the aesthetic of the song before, probably similar to what Nick's kind of doing. So like, I know I'm trying to write a country rock song. I know I'm trying to go in and do hair ballad.
But even that's a lot more broad than, like, that's a genre, that's an aesthetic, as you say. But I think that's quite different to a concept. I feel like that's quite.
Yeah, I've done that. I remember you hit me with fucking, oi, I want you to write a pop punk song, and then bam, came one of my most annoying things I've ever written. You don't need me, right?
You don't need me.
Shut your fucking mouth. Anyway,
You're lucky I didn't wear the shirt. It was just dirty.
yeah, just wearing it for the past 2 days.
Yeah. It was
But,
just stinky.
Joshua Jadkowski.
No,
anyway.
honestly, it's.
But I've done the like, I want to do something in this.
I kind of struggle with lyrics. Adam from Chocolate Starfish gave me some really cool advice once. That it was basically like just word vomit on the page and see if anything happens.
Yeah, I do the same thing
And then.
for a long time.
Okay,
So
please
that's how I
no.
wrote
Can
a
you
lot of-
elaborate on that? Because that's my biggest problem is writing lyrics. That's where I think
I'm awful. I usually just get Jimmy Black to do it. A lot of my best songs are Jimmy Black collaborations for that reason. He's very good at lyrics.
He's a fucking musician and a half.
Fantastic lyricist, songwriter.
Yeah.
guitarist, he's really
But in terms of when I'm doing lyrics, it'll generally come from, I'll have a hook or something. I very focus on the hook. Everything else is kind of second.
Yeah.
So if I come up with a hook and then I'll kind of word vomit around trying to fill it out,
Yeah.
trying to fill out the gaps.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of just that hook, the words for that hook kind of hook define the concept, don't they? And
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool, well, the verses are supporting.
Yeah, exactly. The verses are, which is terrible, but
No,
it's
no.
not. I'm a bit shit. It's not ideal, but
So are you
it's kind of the hook is everything.
are you writing words first, music first, words and music at the same time?
Probably, for the most part, I'll start with the chorus, and it'll
Yeah,
pretty
but-
much be.
How do you write that chorus? Are you sitting there with a guitar and you're trying to think of words and music at the same time? Or are you thinking of words and then you're putting it to music? Or are you writing music, then you're thinking of words? Like, what?
It's usually music first, but
okay.
it's kind of both. It is kind of both
See,
because it's melody. It's always melody.
In the last...
The words don't matter.
Okay.
The melody matters.
So you're sitting there, you're writing the music, and then you're just humming out a melody over
Yeah.
the top of it. You maybe
Yeah,
like
that.
syllable
Yeah,
placing.
I got really into writing the melody and the syllables and then just fitting words into that. And it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. And I guess I just don't have anything important to say. But I'll pretty much... Like, obviously it has to say something. But I
Yeah,
think
bad
what's...
lyrics are still definitely a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the lyrics for I Want It That Way. Actually read the fucking lyrics.
Yeah, because they were like translated or something.
Yeah, they were written in
weren't- They
Swedish.
weren't translated correctly, and then they tried to correct it, and it was bad.
Yeah, they recorded that version, and then they had another one which was they re-recorded everything with like better lyrics or whatnot.
Better English translation.
And that song sucked.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, it's shitty.
And it is like, and bad. There are plenty of like highly successful songs with bad lyrics. I think like is it Firework? Like Katy Perry, the opening, "Do you ever feel like a plastic bag?" And it's like, you know, she elaborates on it, floating through the wind, and it's like, okay.
The interview.
But like,
You know, Dave, sometimes I feel like a plastic bag.
Yes. Oh god.
yeah, and like that's pretty bad. But,
Yeah.
it still worked in this, you know, AAA, extremely successful top 40 song, right? So there is a matter of like how much do they matter. Yet, you know, on the flip side of it,
But the
there are
words don't
songs
matter,
that-
but... It's a killer melody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The flip side though is those songs that are, you know, the way in which they touch people and draw people to them, I guess, are often, you know, they're quite emotional, an extreme emotion of some sort, and that draws people to it as almost a way of expression.
Yeah.
It's like a vicarious expression, self-expression, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So there's the creation of music that we've spoken about. There's the consumption and the distribution to a degree when you want to talk cover bands versus originals, whatever we talked about.
Yeah.
So what is the best live show you guys have been to? And you can break it up into groups, because I know I've definitely preferred some really underground shit that I've gone to compared to some like high grade fucking pyrotechnics, big stage show stuff. So like all right, if you had to break it into performance, stage show, and then overall, what would your three, what bands and what shows would be your like three number one? Because performance, and I don't mean this, it doesn't have to be like, oh, they performed so well. It's just like the performance of the show itself. Like, cause, you know, I fuck up a lot when I play, right? But I'd almost consider
I
that
don't. I'm
part of.
perfect.
You are, daddy. But I would consider that part of the performance, right?
Yeah,
it's
sure.
this unprepared, stumbling way. Anyway, so I'd say Totally Unicorn is probably one of my favorite shows that I've been to performance-wise, because the music was on point, the singer was in the crowd, absolutely fucking going off, and it all worked, right? As an entire piece of art, it worked. Stage show-wise, and I was talking to you about this thing earlier in the week, or was it last night? No, it was early in the week. Would be a 21 Pilots show when they were doing their Blurry Face tour. Just the stage show, the theatrics that went into it, the imagery, everything, the pyrotechnics, fucking went up. Overall, I'll have to get back to you on that one. But how, like, what do you look for in a show? What's the best show you've been to? Come on.
The best show I've been to overall was definitely Hans Zimmer Live at Rod Laver. First of all, probably the best live mix I've ever heard. Absolutely freaking phenomenal. Just flawless. Like, you could hear, you've got this massive orchestra, lead instruments in front of that, and a choir. So they get local choir from where they go. So it was like, ooh. So to mix all
choirs, cover bands.
Good question.
Or orchestras, cover bands.
Yeah.
Action.
Oh, how the turntables.
Got you. Got me. Anyway.
Yeah, and lighting and stuff. Like lighting, they get stuff from the films. Footage and stuff from the film. It's just really incredible show. If you ever get the chance to see Hans Zimmer's live stuff, it is one of the most amazing things you will ever see. Alter Bridge, the Forum.
They were good.
Absolutely flawless.
I didn't see them at the Forum. I saw them at Festival Hall, and they fucking went off.
Yeah, really. And they're that example of, like, they almost don't make mistakes. Like, they are. And I mean, look, really professional musicians, we're all human, we all make mistakes, but it should be as minimal as possible.
Yeah.
And if you're spending 12 plus hours a day on your chosen instrument, I imagine you do become almost flawless.
And if you have a last name as cool as Tremonti.
Yeah. But even like yourself, Ty, like, I've seen it in you in the last 12 months that you're...
I don't know, I made a lot of mistakes last night.
Well, you're I was saying to Ren the other day, your vocals and even your playing, like, have just over the last 12 months have
skyrocketed.
Really, like, you've really become so much more professional.
I mean,
like, part of it is a fitness, right?
just a practice thing, yeah.
Even, like, whether it be muscle memory or, your vocal fitness, it's much like going for a run every day.
Yeah.
And you're
I need to
playing
go for another
almost
run
every day at this point, where even as passionate as you were even 5 years ago, you probably weren't playing every day.
I was for a while, and then I definitely stopped. Like, in my early playing, like, I would say from, like, I started at 11, but I would say from, like, 13 to 18 or 19, I was so obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was obsessed with it earlier than that, but I didn't have an electric.
Yeah.
So I was obsessed with it. I was also learning the fundamentals prior to that. But once I sort of got past the initial learning stages and I started to work out what I could do, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So I really dove into it. But yeah, I think it's just it's a fitness thing.
Yeah.
I was saying to Zeb on the drive home last night, I've fallen back in love with recording these past, like, month or what have you. I studied it out of high school, or, a couple of years after high school, but I dipped, and I would be so much better if I hadn't. If I had have just put the work in, I would be where I want to be. Or, I would have another, obviously you never stop, but I would be a lot better, because it's just a matter of putting in the time.
Yeah, it's a bit like the 10,000 hour rule.
It is 100% that.
As much as, I think there's a fallacy in that, like, yeah, it is still a...
Yeah. But to answer your question, best music thing.
Yeah. Sure.
Steel Panther.
Steel Panther?
Yeah.
How many tits did you see at that concert?
So many.
I know. Same.
But
that is the measure of a good...
That is the measure of a good
Yeah,
gig.
yeah. How many boobies did you see?
There was boobies last night. You
I
missed
didn't
out.
see that.
You missed out.
No, instead I had
Do you
some
want to
fucking...
see those boobies, though?
It's country town boobies.
Instead I had this fucking lady come up to me, look, PlayStation, and grab my nipples like they were a controller, and I'm like, help. I'm trying to mix a gig, help.
Nice. Nothing like a bit of, sexual assault in the middle of the gig.
But we go back
Love
to
it.
Steel Panther.
Yeah.
Guess what they started as? Cover band.
Did they?
Absolutely. They did
Well, I mean, the
residencies in
last-
LA as a cover band.
I mean, the last Steel Panther show I went to, only Steel Panther show I went to, it was like half.
You went to the one where they did half and half. Yeah,
Half
for
and
that
half, yeah.
exact reason, they were like paying heritage to what they started as.
Okay.
Now, I've seen interviews with Satchel where he's gone. People have like, what advice have you got for upcoming musicians, that kind of thing, and he's very blatantly said, look, it was a lot easier to start Steel Panther when there was money on the table. To get really good musicians, it was a lot easier because he was able to offer them money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas you just don't have that in original stuff. You lose so much money.
Oh yeah, no, I'm still in debt from the tour that I went on.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's just.
Even the big guys, like particularly in this day and age, like, costs of things have only gone up, but you can't really charge that much more for tickets. Like obviously tickets have gone up a bit.
Unless
but
you're
they're
a
not matching.
AAA artist, I don't think you're even doing music full time at this point.
Yeah.
No, there was a news thing recently. Some guy, I forgot what it was, but some surf rock band, and like they just came back from a UK tour or something, and he's making good money, but he's still just a fucking tradie with the stop sign on the side of the road.
Yep.
And he literally, I remember watching it, and he's just like, oh yeah, I still got to put food on the table.
Yep.
There are absolutely plenty of full-time musicians around, right? But they're not doing only their own stuff.
Yeah.
No,
Um,
that's right. They're playing covers.
essentially, yeah.
Action.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like you could be whatever you're doing.
Are they doing corporate gigs, that kind of thing?
That's it. Sessions.
Totally.
Isn't that what fucking Kiss did last time they were here before their final tour? They fucking came over, they played one show on a boat, and then
Yes.
they fucked off.
Yep, absolutely.
How much money did they... How much...
Private companies have more money than you could fathom. Like there is.
I just want about Tree City.
Probably, in fact, I imagine it's probably a lot easier to do a gig like that because you just turn around, you do one gig's worth, and you go, "Yep, cool. This is what we need to wash our face." I mean, not that Kiss is worrying about washing their face, but this is what we need to pay everyone.
But all
what
that
they deserve to be
Yeah,
paid.
yeah.
This is what we need for production. This is what we need for travel expenses. All this stuff. You get your figure. That's done. Whereas
They'll do it
when
in
you're
the
doing
US.
tours with however many shows. You're like, okay, well, these are our figures.
It becomes a logistical
but
thing.
We've now got to split, we're going to split that over.
You also have
however many
advertising
shows.
costs and things
That's
like
right,
that
and
with
it's
these
like, but
corporate
we don't know
gigs.
how many tickets we're actually going to sell, whatever. Corporate gig, it's like...
It's a flat fee.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what we'd like. And the business that has, again, just a silly amount of money goes, okay, cool. And also, and I don't know the logistics of this, but tax write-off, right? Because it's entertainment for the company.
Don't know.
Like, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I have to imagine there's a level of, if you're providing that for clients or for staff or what have you, it is a business expense, and therefore you can get away with it a little bit.
Don't know. Not sure.
I speak as an authority on accounting and tax.
Respect his authority.
Yeah.
An ATO can audit me. I'm fine. I'm clean.
Okay, well, let's derail it a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Just another thing that I know me and Tyler... Actually, another thing that I know me and Tyler have had extensive arguments about. I prefer movies over TV shows for the most part. I don't like super long form. But I don't mind
This feels
some...
like another episode.
Nah, it's fine.
We can cut it into whatever... episode
Action.
we want.
Anyway, so
We have
yeah,
technology.
Yeah,
So
I know...
you hate movies.
No, I love movies. I love movies. I'm just not a massive fan of TV shows that continuously just go on and on and on and on.
Supernatural.
And it's Supernatural. It's kind of the argument long form versus short form storytelling.
I think TV is good because you can I'm I don't not like film. Like, I obviously love film to death, but I think the golden age of TV we're in now is they can use whatever time frame they want to tell a story. Films is still kind of constrained. You've got 90 to maybe 3 hours at best. 3 and a bit, you know, we talk like, you know, Endgame and stuff like that, I think kind of hit that
But at
mark.
what point do you just call a TV show as a franchise of movies? Just
No,
because
that's you're right there. But
yeah, because all you're doing is you're taking away this
we
limit.
watched Alice in Borderland the other day, right?
Yeah,
and they're
great
all,
fucking series.
for the most part, at least a lot of like the later part of the season was at least an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I do still think there are structural differences between a film versus what I would almost deem it like an anthology TV show. Like I think they're kind of that for me is the sweet spot, right? So there's one extreme you've got your supernatural side of things that was always doing 22 to 24 episode seasons.
Yeah.
They'd used a lot of filler because they had to fill those.
Yeah, we were saying this the other day. Like, just don't do the filler.
yeah.
Yeah,
What was
that's
it?
right. And that's
But
where
they had to because they had
and it was a
requirements.
different-
Production.
That was what the production order was because they had to fill out how many slots on
Because they had to sell
on
TV
air
ads.
TV. Yeah, totally.
But now we've got the streaming thing where it's like even you were saying, no, I haven't watched it yet, but The Last of Us, one episode is this long, one episode is short.
An hour and 20 minutes is the first episode. I think it's like 55 minutes a second
And
episode.
Alice in
then the
Borderland did a similar
second-
thing. They're using whatever time they need to tell the story.
Yeah,
And it's like when you read a book, and this for me, again, the sweet spot is anthology style TV shows.
You know, 8 to 10 episods.
But a chapter isn't always the same amount of words, the same amount of paragraphs. It's however long I needed to spend. And each episode of a good TV show should probably be essentially like a chapter in a book.
A book, yeah, I agree.
Maybe not quite as bogged down. They are still a different format. But I do think that you're able to explore stuff more deeply in a more interesting way on a longer format than when you're trying to squeeze it into, particularly, you know, in the attention spans of now. It's these 90-minute style, 90 minutes to 2 hour blockbusters, but it's like, but actually you've said as little as you could possibly say.
but how would you feel if Star Wars was a television series? And I'm not saying like all these.
Mandalorian's fantastic.
And I'm not saying all these different Star Wars television like that are actually coming out, Andor, Mandalorian, Bad Bunch, or whatever.
Mandalorian.
It's called. But what if the main story, the Skywalker saga, what if that was a television series? Would you be more inclined to watch that span over fucking 30 to 40 hours? I don't know.
I think it was told effectively in the medium they had, though. I don't think it needs to be a film.
I think
Yeah,
we
but
wouldn't
that's-
have the spin-off stuff we have now
If it wasn't.
if it was something like the Clone Wars, for example, was all but skipped over in films. We saw the start of it, we saw the end of it, and then we went back and we did.
Also, Anakin had a Padawan, but we just don't mention her.
Yeah.
She doesn't exist in episode 3.
She may not exist to Lucas, you know, who knows.
Yeah,
He's
well.
always said that all of this extra stuff didn't really exist in his version. He always saw it as an alternate universe, and that's reasonable. Like, people are allowed to come and play in his universe, but he wanted to tell the story he wanted to tell, and that was, you know, he invented the fucking thing. He can do what he wants. But I think it could have potentially worked quite
Okay.
well.
I don't know that it would have worked as a TV show as TV existed
No,
in the
no,
70s.
no.
I agree. I don't think it would have become the phenomenon. You know, Game of Thrones was absolutely a phenomenon.
Well,
but
Star
not
Trek
Star
was TV,
Yeah.
right? Am I wrong? I've not really seen
No,
it.
Star Trek was television.
And there's a reason Star Wars is better. Because
Ooh.
Star Wars told the story
Because of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
better. Exactly, because of Obi-Wan, and because Star Trek likely, and I don't know, but likely had a lot of filler. Because they were running TV shows.
Yeah.
Whereas Star Wars didn't have any filler, they used every minute fairly effectively.
Talking about using every minute fully effectively and filler. Eggs. I believe the egg came first. What do you guys think?
Yeah, no, I agree. Completely based off the same thought
Absolutely, the egg came first.
Okay, that has been the Enigma Trash presents the Junkyard podcast. This has been a pilot episode of something that may or may never happen ever again. This is a podcast that is not going to be coming out weekly, not even monthly. It's whenever the fuck I want it to come out, and there is no quality control. I've been playing with the microphone stand this entire time. It's going to be coming out like fucking shit.
This sounded awful.
I'll mute it. 3 different microphones. This will probably never happen here again if it happens again. Listen to that ASMR. You've been...
Beans.
Action.
You've been...
Egg.
This has been Tyler. This has been...
Chicken.
Cover band.
Kiss.
Cut.